Hey, what's happening, everybody? Miami Football Fanatics here again. Got another Dolphins video here for you guys, and today I want to talk about the Dolphins' second-year players, our players from we drafted last year from the 2016 class. Just wanted to. It's always fun projecting how I think these guys will do in their second years. Seeing them play all year in their rookie years, but we'll see how well these guys do in their second year. They always say that players who show who they truly are. In their development from the first year to the second year. So, just going to take you through the picks and project how I think they're going to do with the team in the 2017 season. So without further ado, let's get this started with Laremy Tunsil, our first pick last year, the 13th pick. So lucky he fell to us. He was absolutely a godsend for us last year. Really helped solidify that line last year. He played mostly at left guard, and for first time playing that position in his life, he was just very solid. He was playing like a veteran. He's even nearly a Pro Bowl level. At a Pro Bowl level, he had 743 snaps for us last year, and he only allowed one sack, and that was at tackle. So he played absolutely outstanding at left guard. He was able to play tackle and guard, but he was just incredibly sound at guard. He really didn't look out of place at all. The only bad thing about him playing guard was he kind of didn't know where he was at times. He really wasn't running to the right assignment, wasn't running to the right gap, or he didn't know who to block. He was a bit confused at times, but still he only allowed one sack, so that was great for us. He just showed great strength in there, against defensive tackles and whoever else was coming up the A or B gap or the C gap. I just love what I saw from last year. I think this year he's obviously going to play left tackle with us, trading Brandon Albert to the Jaguars, but he's going to be one of the best left tackles in the league. I think you can definitely book that. He's just got the full package. He's got the athleticism. He's got the amazing agility. He moves like a guy that's like 50 pounds lighter. He's just got strength and athleticism. He's got the full package, so he's going to be great for us at left tackle. He's just going to be a centerpiece for us there at left tackle. He's got the full package. I can't wait to see him next year. And then in the second round, we took Xavien Howard. Love what I saw from him too. The only negative was he was injured a lot of the year with his knee surgeries, but when he was in the field, he showed that he was every bit the player we thought we were getting. He's great cover man, cornerback, just really locking up guys and breaking up passes. He showed he can play off too, and he was really great, especially coming up and helping with a run. Just strong tackler. You never know with corners, how they're going to tackle. You see with Byron Maxwell, he's not a great tackler, and even Tony Lippett too. But Tony Lippett mostly played offense most of his football life, but Xavien Howard was just really tackling like a safety, like a strong safety. So, he was great for us last year. Opposite Byron Maxwell. Can't wait to see what he does next year, and I think he's going to be maybe the best corner on our team and one of the best corners in the league. I strongly believe that. If he stays healthy, I really do believe that. He'll be one of the best corners, and just really going to live up to the potential that we saw in him. Next guy was Kenyan Drake. In the third round, we got from Alabama. Didn't really get many carries as a running back. He did get a few here and there, but not consistent carries. He mostly shined on special teams. He ran one kickoff back for a touchdown, which is absolutely amazing. It looked exactly like the game in the national championship, the play in the national championship against Clemson when he was with Alabama. It looked exactly the same. So he played special teams. He really did shine, but he did have a couple good plays on offense. Against Buffalo when he reversed the field and ran all the way in for a touchdown. Just showed that he's got tremendous speed and burst. He's got that rare burst. This kind of reminds me of Devin Hester, the greatest return man in history. So he's got the similar running style to him, but I think there's been a a few rumors that he's bulked up a bit this year. So maybe he's bulked up close to the 220 range. So he might be taking on more tackles this year and having maybe a similar running style to Jay Ajayi and really just putting that shoulder down and running through guys, not relying on his speed, which he's done most of his time at Alabama and his first year with us. So I could definitely see him getting more carries this year. I think he'll even get more receptions out of the backfield. The Dolphins might even use him as an inside receiver. But I think he's definitely going to improve in his second year, and his athleticism and talent's really going to shine this year. Another guy who I think is really going to shine this year is Leonte Carroo, wide receiver that we got from Rutgers. He really didn't play much last year, and Adam Gase has admitted that he put too much on his shoulders to begin with. He wanted him to learn too many receiver spots at once, and he really should have just, and which I agree with, he really should have just stuck to Leonte Carroo's strengths. Even Richard Sherman, one of the best, if not the best, cornerbacks in the league, and one of the smartest players in the league. Both he's smart in a lot of ways, but he said that Leonte Carroo has got a bright future in the league, and no one recognised talent better than players, people that have gone up against him. So I could definitely see he's probably going to be our fourth receiver. Who knows? He might even outshine Kenny Stills or Devontae Parker. But I think he's going to do really well for us in his second year. He's just a big, strong, talented wide receiver who I think is really going to get his due this year. And Adam Gase is just really going to help to put him in positions that he needs to be, and he's going to have way more production this year. You can see him getting maybe 4 to 5 touchdowns and maybe 500 yards, something like that. Depending on how much our offense gets running and running on all cylinders, and how much we run, the balance between the run and the pass. He might even get over 500 yards, but I think he'll get that. That'll be a big improvement from his first year. He only had 1 touchdown, and I think, not really sure. I think he only had 3 or 4 receptions the whole year. So, Leonte Carroo, I think he's got big potential, and he's really going to help us in his second year. I could see a big jump from him. Next guy, the little tiny man from Texas Tech, Jakeem Grant. Well, seeing as he was just coming in being one of the fastest guys from college, his speed really didn't shine this year, in my opinion. His size really showed up during games. He was really getting pummeled and just like body slammed because he's such a tiny little player. Like his little moves that he was getting away with in college really weren't working in the NFL. So he wasn't really getting past the 20 yard line on kick returns much. But he did take a couple back for a touchdown, but one of them was called back because of a penalty. But he's finally he had that big play where that speed really just shined along the sideline. You saw him; he was like a little Mighty Mouse just flying along the sideline. But I think this year Adam Gase and Clyde Christensen have said he's going to be more used in I don't know, as a wide receiver or a running back, but he definitely Christensen did say they want to use him more on the outside. He can really use that speed well. Tannehill is being one of the knocks all us Dolphins fans have had against Tannehill for years, that he couldn't throw the deep ball, but according to analytics, he was the second best deep ball thrower in the whole league this last year, in terms of completion percentage. So I could definitely see Grant going over the top and getting some separation over the top and getting a few touchdowns this year. But I definitely want to see him get more snaps on offense. He barely got any snaps this year. He's apparently he wasn't really picking up the playbook well, and he was a bit immature and wasn't really doing what he had to do. But he did drop a couple punts, but I think he'll clean that up this year. But I think that's it. I think they said they're going to use. They're going to see how Kenyan Drake does with punts. He's never returned punts, so we'll see how that goes. But I just want to see Jakeem Grant, being used more on the offense. Similar to Darren Sproles. So, I'd love to see his speed coming out of the backfield, getting the handoff from Tannehill. I think he could do some damage, off screens and end arounds and things like that. So yeah, Jakeem Grant should definitely have a bigger impact for us this in the 2017 season. So yeah, hoping for better things from him. Jordan Lucas, really didn't see him much besides in the preseason. Not really sure how he's going to do this year. The team has kept him around obviously for a reason. They see something in him. He did play cornerback and safety at Penn State, so you never know what will happen this year. He might have been challenged for the free safety spot, or at least getting snaps at free safety. So yeah, hopefully Jordan Lucas shows good development, and I think he played mostly on special teams. So yeah, I'm not really sure how he performed on special teams, but yeah, I think he'll just, if he sticks with the team, he'll be on special teams, and yeah, maybe competing for spots at cornerback and safety for reps. All right, next guy, Brandon Doughty from Western Kentucky. Yeah, he did have some spurts in the preseason where he showed some talent at cornerback. He showed some nice poise and a nice ball placement. There's obviously a reason Dan Marino liked him coming out of the draft. I think that's one of the reasons why they drafted him, because he was one of the favorite quarterbacks of Dan Marino. So, yeah, but Brandon Doughty, he really did have tremendous production at Western Kentucky. So, I really think he's going to show nice development this year. We'll see how he does in the preseason, and training camp. And yeah, he'll just be competing for that third quarterback spot. I don't really see him challenging Matt Moore. For the second quarterback. I keep saying quarterback, but yeah, I really believe in Brandon Doughty. I think he's got good potential at quarterback, and I really think he could be Tannehill's backup. Maybe not this year, but in the coming years. But yeah, and he's going to be competing with I think it was David. I can't remember his name. The guy who was with Adam Gase in 2015 in Chicago. A quarterback, David Fales, is his name. So I think he's going to be competing with him for the third quarterback spot, which will probably be on the practice squad. But yeah, I really like Brandon Doughty. Hope to see better things from him this year. Another guy who I really like is Thomas Duarte, UCLA. Well, he played mostly wide receiver at UCLA, but the Dolphins wanted to use him at tight end. He did bulk up a bit last season, but yeah, he actually didn't even make the final cut, the final 53 roster. But they did bring him back for the practice squad. But there was a couple of plays in the preseason. I really liked what I saw from him. He showed good talent of weaving through defenders, and he had a touchdown in the preseason where he really just showed good wiggle, good movement, and faked out a defender, and yeah, he just really used good speed to get into the end zone. So I think that's a real plus. Want to see him get used more on offense. Like Jakeem Grant. I just want to see him get more snaps. I think he could be a nice weapon coming out of the going up the seam, and maybe even lining up at receiver as well. But yeah, I think he can really be a good tight end for us here. And coming back in his second year, he's obviously going to show improvements. Hopefully he's a better blocker, and hopefully he gets an opportunity to show what they saw in him at UCLA. Yeah, so those are all the picks. I'm really optimistic about our second year players. I think they're going to have a really big impact for us this year. Laremy Tunsil, I think he's going to be one of the best tackles this year. Xavien Howard, I think, is going to be one of the best cornerbacks on the team, and it's going to be really solid. I just want to see him be healthy for all of the year. Kenyan Drake, just want to see him get more carries. See if that extra bulk he's added pays off, and see how he does returning punts, and just going to see how Adam Gase uses him. And Leonte Carroo, just the only thing he can do is improve this year. He really didn't do much last year at all. For a third round wide receiver, so I could really see him, Adam Gase putting him in better spots and you know, just really showing his worth this year. Jakeem Grant, I really just, if he's going to stay on punts, just do not drop the ball. Just catch the ball, please. Jesus. But yeah, just want to see him, you know, I want to see that speed come through more. That speed really didn't show up on tape last year, so yeah. Can't wait to see what he does and see him used on gimmick plays and things like that. So hopefully he has a bigger impact. And Jordan Lucas, not really hoping for much from him, but you never know. We'll see how he does in camp. And then Doughty, yeah, like I just said a couple of minutes ago, I'm really optimistic. I think he's a talented cornerback. He's a poised quarterback. Yeah, who I think will be our third quarterback this year. And then Thomas Duarte, I can just want to see him get some snaps in there at tight end. I think he could definitely be the third tight end for us this year, you know, behind Julius Thomas and Anthony Fasano. And and we also have Marquise Gray too, so yeah, he's got to compete with him. I forgot about that. I think Marquise Gray played really well for us last year. He really blocked well. He caught passes when they came his way. Yeah, he was really solid last year for an undrafted guy. You know, he played. You know, he got in the field more than Duarte. So yeah, I really like him. But yeah, like I've said, I'm optimistic, and I think they're gonna help us much more than they did in their first year, and help us get back to the playoffs, and hopefully be one of the best top offenses. You know, it was mostly an offensive heavy draft, so yeah, we'll mostly be going to be getting help on offense. But yeah, Xavien Howard will probably, you know, is going to help our secondary. But yeah, really looking forward to 2017 season, and I think maybe next video I might talk about our 2015 draft class. I'm just going to go over it and study it, see if it's worth making a video. But yeah, really optimistic for next year. Let's go, Finns. See you guys.